I am the Druid Chef. Welcome on this fantastic journey of Celtic food.
I went out to the Hazelwood because the fire was in my head, and I cut and peeled a hazel wand and hooked it.
I'm here with Arwell Roberts. He's the chairman of Anglesey County Council, and what emotion I'm after experiencing there with the speech that you made for the RAF ceremony.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit more about the whole influence of the RAF on Anglesey Island.
Well, they've been on the island now since the early 50s, and as you heard me say, they're the premier fast jet training base. They contribute a lot to the island's economy.
In those 20 years, the Air Force has changed pretty dramatically. At that stage, we had 3 flying training bases. We had 2 in Wales and 1 in Devon. Today, RAF Valley does the task of all those 3 bases.
And they add a great deal of diversity to our island and culture.
Yeah, and you had special words about the Squadron 22.
Yes, that's a legendary unit now amongst the RAF. They do a lot of hazardous work in the mountains and at sea, you know, saving yachtsmen. Indeed, all the ferries from Holyhead to Ireland see 22 Squadron on a regular occurrence. Yeah. They winch down almost a weekly basis onto the ferries for practice and sometimes for real.
And also, like what I was experiencing there, like the military's here, they add so much to the economy, but also Anglesey have embraced the RAF as one of their own. They are now the biggest base in the British Isles here in Valley.
Yes, we congratulate the government for enhancing the role of RAF. As I say, it is a premier fast jet training unit, and long may it continue.
That's where it is. Like, we're doing our cookery programme. Arwell was down at the hotel. You know, he has invited us over to watch this ceremony. Also, the jets going by. Fantastic. Unusual for us from Ireland to see the military jets, but really a nice thing in the sky to see it over Wales. Thank you very much for this time.
Our pleasure, and you're welcome back to the island anytime.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
The name of the kitchen's Poptir Bryn.
Poptir Bryn, another Welsh tongue-twisting name for myself. And yeah, I see that you're doing the shortcake.
Yes, that's
and
right.
Again, I look at those with the clotted cream and the strawberries.
Yes,
you know,
lovely.
This, you were telling me that's what you started off with, the toffee.
That's what I started off with, that's right.
That's a toffee. And I would say doing a butterscotch sauce or a toffee sauce, or even just using it in dessert. And also, it is edible as a sweet itself.
Yes.
And then you have here, would this be the oat cakes?
Barracairch in Welsh.
What's it called?
Barracairch.
Bairacair. I'm bad at the Welsh. Tommy Gamag and Gaelga. I'm all right with the Irish. Again, my heart is in this product because we're talking about the Breton-Laws, the oatmeal. It's great to see in another Celtic nation that they're using this within an actual biscuit or an afternoon tea item. And then, this is very, very interesting. I'm looking at this. The barrabriach. I love that word, the barrabriach. We're talking about the barmbrack. We're coming up to Halloween. Again, the fruity winter cake. That's what's in there. The ingredients of sugar, eggs. What else?
Mix of with sugar, water, mixed fruits, butter, flour and eggs.
Excellent indeed.
Yes.
And it's like a kind of a Madeira kind of...
Yes, it is. Yes, you let it soak for hours on end, and then you add the flour and the eggs in the end. And then it's in the oven for about an hour and a quarter cooking.
Lovely.
Yeah.
You see that there? Later on, we'll be doing dessert with that. It'll be like a bread and butter pudding. We're going to use some of the other Welsh ingredients as we move along. You'll see this in a plate with all those lovely flavours.
Mel a cwr gwenyn, cynnich.
Okay, if you say meal, honey, honach, all these little words latch up together in a Celtic fashion. Fantastic products here. We're looking at the clear honey. What other honeys have you got?
That's the hawthorn one.
The hawthorn.
Yes.
Okay, and what's in that? What would you say that's different to your normal clear honey?
That is the beginning of the year that they polish on
Okay,
that.
the beginning of the year.
And that's the latter part.
Okay, and then all the candles here you make from the beeswax?
Yes.
Very, very decorative indeed. Little towers. That's what reminds me of actually Glendalough when I'm looking at the tower there. That's a little product I might take with me, to use in one of my shoots. Okay, and also you have some...
Face cream,
Okay.
hand cream, moisturizers, I would say.
All right, so we're looking at the healthy environment, things being used, nourishment in the body, nourishment to the skin, nourishment of the art that is coming along here. As we have Bailey's in Ireland, great success story. I use it in my cookery. I love the flavour and all that. The Welsh have their Welsh cream from Condessa, and that is a lovely cream, lighter than Bailey's, but very, very tasty as well. I'll have a little sample there just to get myself going. And I know you have a lot of new products, haven't you? That,
Yes, we have the praline, which is a nutty, very similar to the original, but it's a nuttier flavour.
Okay, we'll have a little taste of that. Now, as I was saying, it's the cream, but it has another flavour, a nutty flavour. Very, very nice. You can actually get the flavour of the nuts. It's lovely kind of hazelnut flavour off that. And this one is very, very interesting as well.
Yeah.
This is kind of a brandy, a cherry brandy.
Cherry brandy, yeah.
Now, I would see myself using the likes of this, marinating some of the meat, maybe some duck in something like that, or else in dessert as well, maybe in a compote or wild fruits with a little bit of this. But I'll drink it now. Very fresh to the palate, really, really nice. It's after kicking back in my throat there, and it's going down really, really nice. I see a range of different jams here, the marmalades, the blackcurrant preserves, what we have. We've a Martello cherry preserve with the kirsch, fantastic as well. We're looking at the chutneys, the ginger and plum and ginger chutney, which again you can use with terrines, you can use as a little pork dish. It goes very well. It can be put into sauces just to finish off, and that is fantastic. And Denise, you are the creator of these lovely products.
Yes.
How is business going for you?
It's going really well.
What is your favourite one?
It has to be the Morella cherry with kirsch. It's our top seller.
Okay,
It's
if you put a little bit of cracker, I have a taste of that. Okay, we'll just finish off there. There's my cracker. You see the lovely shine off that? It is. It's good. It's very good. One trick that I knew myself when I was working with this, and I've done a little bit of pastry work as a Druid Chef, we'd get a shell of chocolate, we put half a raspberry into it, then we get some fondant, then we would seal the actual shell over, and the fondant would break down the raspberry would turn to alcohol, and when you ate that chocolate, you had a liqueur inside the actual chocolate. A little trick. I know my chocolate, I love my chocolate, it is one of my heart's contents, and thank you for showing me such a lovely display.
We're very pleased to have done so.
Where would we be without our bread? And that's what I'm looking for here at the Anglesey Oyster Festival. Who are the bakers? Who are the people with the knowledge of the bread? Because with every culture, the bread is just very, very important. And this is, we're here at the Windmill. What's the name of the company that we're...
Anglesey County Council.
Anglesey, okay.
Yeah, it's the local borough council.
Absolutely. Again, bring the food to the people and the people the food. The council are coming behind what is the value of the bread.
That's it.
We're hoping today maybe to head out to the Windmill.
Yeah,
that you were
the only
talking
working
about.
windmill in Wales.
And we'll see that as a fantastic site.
Yeah, no problem
and
at all.
We'll do a little dish there later on and taste the product.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Cheers. Celtic True Food, and just after coming off the boat in Holyhead there, you saw us in the galley there cooking that lovely beef dish with all those lovely flavours. But now we're on Anglesey dry land, and we're looking for the location, and the best location that we could find is, as you see behind me, the Windmill. It is windy and it is breezy, but that's really just gives a little bit of atmosphere and a little bit of what would I call myself, je ne sais quoi, to the whole scene that we're doing here. Now we're looking for dessert. And I was at the oyster fair there this morning. I picked up a few ingredients, and it was a la man, a la minute, on the minute, as I would say myself. And I'm looking to do a bread and butter pudding. But I'm looking to bring a bread and butter pudding with a very rich bread, or the brack food of Wales, North Wales. And that would be the winter fruit bread that they used to make. As it's coming up to Halloween soon, again, you have the currant bread, the Madeira mix with all that lovely dry fruit. And also then you have the lovely milk and eggs going in there, a bit of cream. But have a few secrets for you as we come through the actual journey of food on that. Now, I need to prepare a few little items. So I have a few dried apricots here, and I'm just stripping them down. I'm very relaxed here, sitting down on my little bench after setting up my little cuisine à la table when I have it on the table there. Just two little cookers that will help me do this dish. And a very nice presentation we'll have as well, linking everything with the windmill and being windy about our food. And that's what it's so joyous to be out in the open and cooking. And that's where I want to cook. I don't want to be in hot kitchens. I don't want to be in the hustle and bustle. I want to be relaxed about what I'm telling you and bring you on the journey that is so relaxing that you can see me perform the little dish in a few minutes and enjoy savouring the actual ingredients. Okay, that's a little bit of the apricot. We have a few currants there as well, and also what I need to do now is just lift up my actual lid here, and I have a water bath just going on underneath there, so the water was heating up there. Just a little bit of butter in there and let that melt away. So I just get my knife and just take a little bit of butter and just a little bit more, and that will kind of grease the bottom of the dish. Also, I'll get a little bit of honey and we'll put in our apricots in there. I'll get a few little currants, very nice as well. Just sprinkle them around, nice, and all that. And it is a lovely dish, the bread and butter pudding, but I'm after knocking it up a notch. I'm after bringing more ingredients into that, lovely flavours. There'll be a nice finishing technique as well. And then my Celtic plate, just to do the presentation. Fantastic, I hope. Okay, a little bit of honey. Don't forget the honey. And I love using honey in my food because it is the sweetener of old, and also when you talk about the word honeymoon, the Irish actually came up with this word honeymoon. It was, you know, the time of richness, the time of, as you said, engagement and all that. It was the love time, the honeymoon time. And the honey itself is a natural product. And I like using that in any desserts that I create because it is the sweetening fact and not just relying on sugar. It is a natural ingredient to all of us Celts, and also it is one that we savour very, very well. Plus, you have a lot of little drinks that you can do with the honey. We have our toddy as well, like that. When I use it in my sweet and sour kind of Irish Celtic style, the honey and the lemon are the two ingredients. Okay, so I just spread that around there, getting that base ready for my actual bread and butter pudding. Okay, now I don't have to butter this because remember there's butter inside the actual lovely cake. So I'm just going to slice that up. Get all my nice slices. Bear with me here as we move along. And you see all that lovely, rich bread with the butter that's in it, with all the lovely currants and winter food. So just a few more little slices, and I'll get that organised. And that's, again, I'm looking at when we're talking about the brack, the bric-brac, the saffron bread from the Isle of Man. When you're looking at all that, the brioche as well from France, it is the butter bread. And that's what people had in the winter time when they savoured all the fruits. Imagine in France you had the grapes, in Brittany where you had the grapes and they dried them, and you had your lovely currants and all that. And that's where it came from. Then we'd go into our Christmas puddings, we'd go into our cake, and the story just begins there. But this is a simple one that we're using this lovely brack and butter pudding, getting that sorted out. Okay, just slicing it quite thin, and I'll tell you why in just a minute or two. So that's our main ingredients sliced up, ready for that. Now I need to get a few eggs. Just put them in my bowl here. I'll get around 6 eggs because I've quite a big well there. And then into that I'll add some sugar, and also I'll add some milk and some cream at the end. So I just beat that up just a little bit. Very nice indeed. And I have some milk here in my crushgeen. I love these actual pottery. What I have here just in front of the actual display area. All these are of old from the bakery here or from the mill. And in with some milk there, I'll just mix that. Lovely, lovely. And then we have some sugar here that will go in. a bit of sugar, just half the amount. Excellent. And then the secret ingredient, what have I got? Well, a lot of the Celtic cultures have come up with the cream liqueur, and here in Wales they have the actual lovely Welsh cream, and that is like our own Baileys at home and what they use in the Baileys coffee, and also I've used in many dishes with the mussels and all that. And that actually is just going into my mixture, my custard mix. So lovely little bit there, just going in. Then I need a little bit of cinnamon as well, just to go in there. And then I'll just mix that up. And that's ready for our bread and butter pudding. Okay, what I need to do now is just get my board. Bear with me here. It's onto my honey and onto my lovely apricots and currants there. And I just line that up, and I cut it thin because I don't want thick slices. I don't want it to be stodgy. I want the egg custard with the lovely cream liqueur to flavour that. That will strengthen and coagulate and hold, and that will be soft underneath when the actual pudding is ready. Okay, just that along there. A few little bit more. And what a lovely experience it is, just coming around. I love actually what I'm doing because, you know, I'm getting out in the open, the land, the freedom, the wind, all that things are elements that really fire me up for any culinary dish that I'm doing in a Celtic fashion. And it really brings me as one with the land, and also the vision of the land is really going into my mind here. Okay, that's nearly ready now, just the last little pieces. And there we have it. So we have a nice plateau there ready for all this liquid to come on board, and then that will start soaking up. The heat will come underneath. We put the lid on that, and that will kind of cook like a bain-marie on the stove here, and then we glaze that with the honey, ready for the next trick that we're going to do. Okay, just cracked all the eggs as I was mixing that around. The next ingredient to go into that is nice little double cream. So into the pot here, lovely, lovely. Just mixing that around. Remember what I have in there. I have sugar, I have the eggs, I have the milk, I have the lovely Welsh liqueur that will give the nice flavour. It's an egg custard, a simple egg custard, but also when you add one flavour to it, it changes everything. We've very rich cake going in there, and also we have a lovely finishing technique for it. Okay, that's our egg custard. Just throwing it in here. Let it all swim along there. Lovely. It's going to fill this lovely bain-marie. Let it just go through there in its own way. Lovely. Okay, and what will happen there, as I was saying, is that as it cooks, the actual cake will absorb all the custard. The custard will thicken by the eggs, and then it will turn into a nice pudding at the last. The flavour of the cream liqueur will be unique to this. And also, it's not just a normal bread and butter pudding. It has rich ingredients into it that will be, you know, the tasting of the end product. And the reason I strain it as well is that the eggs are in there, so that all the mix will go through a straining, so it'll all be the same equal when it goes into the actual bain-marie just behind me. All right, so that's ready now. Let the gas, just turn the gas up, put my lid on it, and then that will start heating underneath, keeping all the heat there. That will start coagulating, everything start cooking, and then I'll start glazing it ready for the presentation. All right, really, we're having a little look there with our bread and butter pudding. As I was saying, I did all the slicing, got my lovely honey and all those lovely winter fruits into the bain-marie. Then I lined up all the lovely brack, or as I said, the fruit cake that I had. Then our lovely Welsh liqueur with all our cream, our sugar, our milk, all gone in there. That's doing its business. And to complement that, I need to work with a little bit of the sauce. And I'm looking to do a butterscotch sauce, which I just started up here in the pan. As it's so windy, we need to get a little bit of a head on this. And we have some butter in there. We have a little bit of sugar. I have some honey in there as well, and that's all coming to a fore. What I need to put in there is a little bit of cream. Oh, lovely. And then the next thing is this new product that we're after seeing here in Wales, and it is a vodka with a butterscotch flavour. And as you see there in the label, Tufok, that's what it is, and that's a nice Welsh word that we're looking at there. But what it has is a nice toffee flavour, and I just give a little drizzle in there. Now when you're working with alcohol, you always just hold back as you pour in there, not to fling, especially if you're doing brandy or anything like that, you'd have a big flame off that. Now that is just coming nicely there, lovely, and I have that on the ready. So I'll just put that aside here on my board. Then we'll get onto the next little plate that I have here, the next little item. And what we have is our confit of our strawberries. And what I did there is, of my lovely fresh strawberries here, lovely. Very, very nice indeed. And I just topped the strawberry and then just cut them in quarter. And that goes in that. That is to complement the bread and butter pudding when it goes on the plate. And also I'm using a local jam here. And what we have here is it's a cherry and pickle, and a little kirsch. So it's a cherry and kirsch kind of jam that we're looking to put in there, and just a little spoon will go in there, mixing that up, getting a nice kind of thick consistency, so that will just flow nicely on the plate and really finish off this lovely dish. Very nice indeed. So all that is heating up nicely. Let's come over here and let's start opening up our nice, wow, look at this. That is the actual bread and butter pudding there. Yeah, a little hot as it is, but you see how the eggs have coagulated. The bread, or the rich bread, the brack I was talking about, has soaked up all that lovely liquor that we put in there. The liqueur from Wales, the lovely cream, and also the milk and the sugar. Very, very simple. It is a basic recipe, but all that coming together with lovely products that are local to this land, it's going to be fantastic. Look at me out here, just the windmill behind. We're really cooking up here, and that's what it's all about. Bring the food to the people and the people to the food. I'm happy with that. All my elements are there, ready to rock and roll, and we're ready to plate up now in the next little minute or two. Okay, I'll just move this away there, so we bring that over. We'll see if we can get our iron just organized. And now what I have to do is get ourselves organized for putting onto the plate. So I'll get a few little cutters, and that's what we'll do. We'll get our plate organized there. So I just put my one cutter here. I'm going to cut into this nice dessert. Very, very nice indeed. Just get my spatula. Lovely. Put that onto the plate. I'm going to leave that there to secure itself. I need to get a little bit of honey, so I dress it with the honey. And I'm just going to drizzle that in my little Celtic circles. Lovely. And that will just flow all around. Very nice indeed. Topping that off, sealing it, bringing that flavour on top of the actual dessert. Again, we want a little bit of comfy, so I want to get some nice berries in there, just taking them out of the pot. Very, very nice indeed. Excellent. Lovely. All this lovely flavour just going there. And then just to get my sauce, I need to get my sauce with my nice little ladle, and the sauce there with that lovely vodka in there. Excellent indeed. Toffee. Oh, it smells very good indeed. And I just get that there. Look at it there. Lovely syrupy. All drizzle just on the plate. Oh, very nice indeed. Just getting that drizzle there. Excellent. And that's all I need. So as I take this away, that will just collapse nicely. Then I will just take the actual bread and butter pudding. I have it all there. Look at that. Just bring the camera in on that. There you have it, the dessert to complete our menu, with the mill just right behind us, windy as it is on the day, in the open fields with our lovely rich winter bread and butter pudding, our lovely compote of all our berries, with our lovely butterscotch sauce. And don't forget our little kick of that vodka in there with another butterscotch flavour, bringing the food to the people and the people in the food. What else can I say? You know, it has been just a pleasure to do all those little dishes, to bring little food tips, to bring Glór there, meet different people, talk about what the indigenous ingredients are here and find them as well, and then to come here in a lovely location like this, out in the open with all my pots and pans, my Celtic pots, and our finished product. This is Rory Morahan, the Druid Chef, bringing the food to the people and the people to the food.
I went out to the hazelwood, because the fire was in my head, and I cut and peeled a hazel wand and hooked a berry on a thread.